Welcome everybody to Season 2, Episode 3, 3 and Out. I'm Marco, he's Eric, and we finally have some game action to review.
Yay.
Finally have some material, no more speculating, all bets are off. We got evidence, we're going to break it down. We're in our new setting, a little more comfortable.
The new studio.
You know, just an omen. Again, I tell you, that pod is arriving soon. Audio-only format, so you can pretend to be doing work, or maybe actually doing work at work rather than keeping us on in the background. I know it would be a convenience for you. But without further ado, let's get right into the games. Let's not. Your overall thought on Week 1, because it was a disaster.
My impression, Week 1, it was rough. Overall, very rough. It looked like the final week of the preseason rather than the season opener, with how a lot of the offenses played. Teams getting bullied by a lot of defenses out there. Rhythms were off. Timing was off. Lines weren't protecting their quarterbacks. We had some good performances, which we'll get into, but overall, I think offense was pretty down, and but hopefully things will trend back upwards as we move on here.
I agree. I think other than, I remember last year you and I complaining about, was it maybe Week 3 or Week 4 where like literally everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the ugliest week of the year. Yeah. This was a combination of people getting hurt.
Top guys just underperformed. A lot of top guys just underperformed.
The top tight ends, the top receivers.
Running backs.
Only a couple of top running backs.
And some big injuries, too.
And huge injuries.
Yeah.
David Johnson goes down.
Yep.
And I have to think, if you're a David Johnson owner, do you even think you can make the playoffs at this point?
I mean, you gotta hope, but it's going to be tough. Everybody says your draft, the league isn't won at the draft, but you're going to have to make some serious moves on the waiver wire, maybe swindling a trade or two. This was to get back in the mix.
This is just unbelievable to me. And I think it was marred by, I'm looking at Manchin and I'm looking at Frank. Did every single person finish under their projections?
It was
It was
close.
Horrible.
It was close. So a lot of people finish under 100 points, which is not the norm.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s total score is not good. But let's not harp too long on.
No, let's get into it.
The bad. I mean, let's jump right into the Week 1 games. What are our takeaways? What are we looking at to project the rest of the way? What does Week 1 tell us?
Week 1.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start with. We didn't talk about the Thursday night game.
Okay.
I don't have any notes on that, but obviously this was the Kareem Hunt
coming out party. Yeah.
We don't need to harp on the stats. No. He looks incredible. He looks like the most elusive rookie running back in that pack.
He looks fantastic.
We're going to pick a word for each running back as we go through the games. To me, he's the most elusive.
Okay.
On the other side, Alex Smith looks wonderful. Is he worthy of a pickup for you?
Alex Smith, for
yes.
sure. I mean, to dismantle the Patriots' offense like that, in Foxborough, no less. I think Alex Smith is very capable of these blow-up games. I'm not ready to say I would lock him in the rest of the year as my
certainly plug him as a
quarterback,
play, though.
But definitely a great streaming option.
We called the hell out of this. I said last week he's going to be forced to throw the ball because Pat Mahomes is on his back, which means that if he doesn't push the ball downfield, he gets subbed out for the hot rookie who shined during preseason. He did just that, and the beneficiary of this was, of course...
Sorry, I was taking notes.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, who also had a great game until he was removed. I think he just had some cramps, though. He'll be okay, but wow.
So
I was not expecting that out of him either.
I'm now very upset. I have no stock. We made the argument. He's not big.
Yeah.
And you only can draft guys who are 6'4". We were wrong. He is obviously closer to Antonio Brown than he is to the McClusters, the Harvins, the Cordell Pattersons, all the Tavon Austins.
He was great. The usage was there. The efficiency
Rest of the season, he's a wide receiver 1. Back end.
I mean, that ceiling is incredible.
Has to be.
Incredible ceiling.
If you have him, congratulations. You're going to enjoy that all year, sans injury. And I think Kareem Hunt also pencil him in as a back end. We're going to rank the rookie running backs after week 1 at the end of the show. But for now, obviously, you can't love that debut anymore. Right. Other side of the ball, very quickly, Gronk has a terrible game. Chris Hogan has a bad game. Tom Brady has a terrible game. But Mike Gillislee plunges in for 3 touchdowns.
Yes. I mean, if you're a Gillislee owner, you're very happy. He wasn't very efficient, but he got all the love in the red zone and the goal line.
Which is exactly what you wanted if you drafted him.
Which is exactly what you're doing. My take on Gillislee, I would shop him. I would see what maybe you can get.
Sure.
Put feelers out there. And if you can't really sell high, well, you have the Patriots goal line back. And that's not that bad of a situation to be in. He's pretty much an RB2, definitely.
Yep.
And you saw what LeGarrette Blount did in that role last year, 18 touchdowns.
Right.
Gillislee could pop off for double-digit TDs as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's a sell high for me. I think James White looks the safest in this backfield. He dominated snaps. He had a lot of carries, too. He was involved in the passing game. His floor is just so nice to have there, that little 9-10-point floor that you can just rely on, and obviously he can pop in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Rex Burkhead, droppable for me. And the other story in this game, quickly, was Amendola, 6 for 100. He is now out with concussion-like symptoms for weeks. He's week to week. He's a slow recovery, which we said. And Malcolm Mitchell goes on IR.
Right.
Does that make you feel a little bit better about Chris Hogan moving forward?
Well, sure, because, I mean, I still feel good even without the Amendola injury. Hogan was out there for...
a lot.
He was on the field pretty much the whole game.
Well said.
This was just a down game for the Patriots passing attack. I don't expect that to be a trend.
Okay.
So really, I'm not worried about any of my Patriots pass catchers. You got to keep rolling them out there.
So I'm gonna throw kind of a him or her or him or him scenario. Do you go Chris Hogan in New Orleans or maybe Cooper Kupp, who I believe faces off with? I have to look it up.
I would go Hogan.
You go Hogan.
Yeah, for the ceiling, definitely.
Okay.
Kupp, I mean, we were high on Kupp in preseason, and he showed great in the first game.
Really nice.
But you just saw what Thielen and Diggs did to New Orleans.
Yes. Well said. Oh, chase that.
Is that a nice segue?
Yeah,
for us?
love that. Love that.
Even though we're jumping around days, I think we could go into it.
No, that's for sure. So, do you want to go into that game?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, I got to flip all the way back to my notes from here. So this was the Monday night game. This was such a good game. This was the game where every single Viking skill player who you're relying on to eat ate, because the Saints are that predictable at giving to you. What I think you pointed out was, and I was a little lazy at the beginning there, I did not look this up like I should have. The Vikings O-line is completely renewed. It's 5 new players, and it's not a question that he had so much time to pass them. He is accurate. It's just he's accurate regardless if he's throwing for 5 yards or 25.
The story of Bradford's career really has been he's gotten just smoked. Everywhere he's been,
he's just eating grass and eating ass.
Just getting killed by the defense everywhere, including last year when he still completed 72% of his passes. He was getting crushed. But now I think the Vikings can produce a league average offensive line. Having Dalvin Cook, I really think his presence is going to help out the passing attack overall. And I talked about their schedule, man.
Solid.
They're in Pittsburgh, which is a little bit of a tougher match, but you can expect scoring.
Right. And
then they're home against Tampa, home against Detroit, in Chicago, home against Green Bay, tough matchup, home against Baltimore, at Cleveland, at Washington. They're home against the Rams, at Detroit, Atlanta, Carolina, Cincy, Green Bay. I mean, really, the only matchup you're worrying about right now, things could change, but is Baltimore,
Yeah.
which they're home for.
That's a beautiful point.
But I mean, geez, that's a beautiful slate right there.
So if
for
you keep,
both pass catchers,
Get
the
your
quarterback,
nails.
and the running back. Yeah, if
I
you can
love
go out
that.
and get any part of that
Ooh.
offense, I'm for it. Right
Buying that offense. So I think you're going to agree. I think Bradford could easily finish as a top 10 quarterback.
I don't know about easily.
I said could. I didn't say will.
Okay.
I said has
that's
top
fair
10
because I still do think Zimmer. He's an old
Running
school
guy.
football guy. He wants to run and play defense.
Fine.
I don't know. You know that was a cake matchup week 1. against
I
him.
hear you, and I'm
yeah,
not expecting
I'm with it.
350
He's
every
another
time.
guy that I feel great about
Okay.
streaming every week.
Okay, so I'm
Almost
not
every
dropping
week.
him. I picked him up.
No, I wouldn't.
I won my matchup as a result of that pickup in your face, Pat Mead.
Yeah.
I went 4-0 this weekend. I'm feeling good despite some busts.
Okay.
Credit to me, though. Had to plug that in.
Good.
Cook, 8, 22 for 120, 17, 5 targets in the passing game. Diggs, 793 on 8 targets, 2 touchdowns, a lot of red zone usage. Thielen, almost a perfect 9 for 10.
Yep.
The only one he dropped was a forced pass when Bradford ran out of time. And Rudolph did his typical Rudolph, which is not much in between the 20s, but catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
This game literally could not have gone better.
Yeah, it was a beautiful game for the Vikings. On
My
the other
word.
side of the ball.
I just
Sorry.
wanted to cook fast and quick. Hunt elusive,
Yeah.
cook fast.
Yeah.
Fast, so fast. Started a little slow, but boy, man, he
No,
wore
but
that.
he's-
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Take me to the other side of the ball. Saints, what happened?
It was pretty brutal for the
It was
Saints.
a lot
right?
of ugly lines.
I mean, if you're an Ingram or a Peterson owner right now, you are not too happy nor excited for these guys' prospects the rest of the year. I'm here to say, don't panic on Ingram yet. I think his spot is safe. Targeted 5 times, caught 5 balls, 54 yards.
Yes.
They still trust him in the passing game to catch and block. He's going to be out there.
Yep.
Peterson, I mean, this is pretty much what we expect. We're not expecting a lot of touches out of him because they're not going to throw him the ball with Kamara and Ingram on the roster.
Yep.
And if they're behind, he's not going to be on the field because it's
play.
almost when he's out there, it's almost telegraphing that you're running the ball.
It was, I think, the first 6 of 7 snaps, something like that.
Right.
He played 7 snaps. He had 6 carries.
I mean, it didn't look good for the Saints backfield.
Just looking back, such a weird acquisition. Just an unnecessary acquisition.
Yeah.
You frustrate a guy like that. I feel bad.
I'm almost ready, and I think I am ready
Jesus.
to elevate Kamara.
Has to be.
Over
31
Peters.
snaps.
I mean, they said
I'm taking Kamara.
they said they want Kamara to be the Sproles, and he looked like the Sproles.
He got Sproles in usage. He
ended
looks
up
like
playing more than the other 2
Yep.
guys too. So.
He didn't really impress in this one. 7 for 18, and then 4 catches for 20 yards on 6 targets. But
if he's getting those touches, he's an explosive.
yeah,
running
he's
back.
another
He'll
James
pop
White
them off.
type.
Yeah,
So okay, you're sticking with him. I agree. Stick with Ingram. Kobe Fleener, we called it.
Fleener.
Everyone's sleeping on him.
Yeah.
And he's the one that ended up taking
Yeah.
Willie Snead's job. Brandon Coleman kind of fell on his face.
Yeah.
Good to see Ted Ginn at least not completely ruin his day. He had 53 yards on 5 targets. He'll pop off eventually.
New Orleans will come around too. The passing attack. It's Drew
Well,
Brees.
it's a road game.
Brees.
You know what you're going to get from Brees on a road game. He's going to struggle to scrape together an 18, 20-point game, but he'll somehow get there.
Yeah.
And when he goes home, that's when you're looking for the 30-point games.
Yeah.
No surprises there. Minnesota, though, holy, they could win this division.
I love it. I mean, Packers look great too, but
I know. Well, we'll get there.
it'll be tight.
But yes, I'm going to swing back to the East. Washington, Philly. Not to pat ourselves on the back again, but kind of called it. Really slow start for these Redskins.
Yeah, they didn't look so hot. I mean, as we said before, a lot of teams didn't look so great. But
This is true. So we take it with a grain of salt. But it's fun. It's fun. It's Overreaction Monday.
It is. Some things that I did like seeing, which the guy I wasn't too high on in the preseason throw prior, so 11 targets. They took shots down the field to him. He was looked at in the red zone, very involved in the offense. So I'm high on him.
Okay.
And I would even say throw a trade offer out there now to the
Before he catches a
sure,
touchdown.
before he pops off. I mean, Week 1, as he said, people tend to overreact. So
You're
if
right.
you're playing with guys like that who can panic,
Right.
just throw a
He
trade-off
didn't
around
really
there.
fall on his face, so that's the problem.
No, he didn't really.
He
But,
also didn't pop up. So
but the 6 for what, 67
69
or whatever it
67,
was,
Yeah.
might, if somebody has him as their number 1 receiver, they might be like, oh crap, what did I get myself
Sure.
into here?
Okay. Okay. Well, I was going to ask about his market, but we got a lot to get through. Jordan Howard has a fractured toe. That's going to bother him the rest of the season.
Howard or Reed?
Reed, sorry. Good, thank you. Jordan Reed has a fractured toe. That news came early Sunday. He played through it, plans on playing through it, but boy, Eric, that could cause him problems.
I mean, honestly, he didn't look like it was
Worse for wear?
affecting him that much. He could have just had a ton of cortisone and steroids and monkey juice blasted into his toe.
I think it's going to catch up to him.
It will probably catch up at some point, sure.
Are you concerned with Jamison Crowder? That was a horrendous debut. He had the hip flexor, came up, popped up late in the injury report.
Yeah, you're not happy about it, but really you
catches
can't
for 4
sell
touchdowns.
him right now. You have to kind of just ride this one out.
Are
right?
you down on him, or is it just it's a week 1, shake
I
it
mean, I
off?
wasn't that excited about him going into the year.
Oh boy.
I don't know. If especially if Pryor emerges as the number 1.
Yes.
Reed is going to be the 2A.
Yeah.
Especially those guys are both going to get more red zone looks than
Yeah.
Crowder. It's going to be hard for him to match last year's.
If I go back and I find out that I took this idiot over Golden Tate, I'm going to be very upset.
You
I
might be
don't.
upset
I'm not
about
regretting the Fitz and the who's the other guy in that area?
that. Landry.
The Fitz and the Landrys and the Sanders. I'm not
Sanders.
regretting that yet.
Yeah,
But isn't it crazy? You wait 2 rounds, you could have Adam Thielen.
I know.
Why don't you just reach for Adam
I
Thielen and
know,
get him?
it
Like,
is.
what are we doing?
Like, oh, we
what
have to
are you
draft
doing?
This guy in the 8th round,
Yeah.
or else I look like an idiot. But really,
Other side of the ball, it's very simple. Zach Ertz.
Zach
Stud.
Ertz, yeah,
8 for 93.
Animal.
He is the stud there.
He's
I
the
think
guy.
Alshon got some good looks, but was basically
I
blanketed.
think Alshon looked fine. Yeah, it was
Fine.
Norman covering him.
Okay.
The Aguilar game, I don't take anything out of. That'll be his best game.
I have him as a mild priority pickup. Nothing really to act on.
I'd be very cool on him. as a
Good.
pickup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's. He did get a lot of targets though. He had like 8 targets.
I know.
But
I know,
that's
but
fine.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Atlanta v Chicago. Austin Hooper hangs a 2 for 128 and a 1. Stiff arm the guy to the ground.
He looked good.
Devontae was productive but not elite. Julio 4 for 66 on 5 targets.
Yeah, they weren't happy with how they used him. I think after the game, Dan Quinn said that there were multiple spots in the game where he thought that they could have utilized him more. But the real story in this game, Atlanta, we're not worried. We're not worried about anybody from
No,
Atlanta,
that's
right?
right.
Okay.
No.
The real story in this game is Tariq Cohen.
Yes, it was. Probably the top ad of the week.
The top ad of the week for sure.
Okay.
What do you see? What do you project for him the rest of the year? What do you see as his ceiling, his floor? How is that backfield going to shake out for you?
I was already excited about him as he was racking up these stats, and I'm looking at the target total. I'm like, this guy's getting a lot of looks.
Yeah.
And he looks good. He looks very quick.
Yeah.
And you know that Howard keeps dropping balls.
Yeah.
2 things come out of this game. Howard drops a potential game-winning touchdown, and Kevin White gets hurt, goes to the permanent DL, out for the. I feel so bad for this kid, but guess what, Eric? Now this team has another loss. Their top wide receiver is now Kendall Wright and Deontay Thompson. Blah blah. So literally, this kid might get double-digit targets weekly to keep the ball moving.
I mean, he could. I want to pump the brakes just a
Little
bit
That's fine.
on him because
But who else is catching the ball?
I don't know. We'll see. I think Zach Miller is going to be a target. He's been there
That's a
forever.
good point.
He's reliable. But pump the brakes on him just a little bit because he's not going to supplant Howard.
Okay.
He's not going to do that.
That's
this
fine.
At most, I think becomes 55-45 leaning Howard.
That's fine. But
That's
you're
fine.
more excited about Cohen than a James White and Alvin Kamara. He's a
I-
very exciting third down back.
Get it. I don't know if I would go put him above White. Probably a tick above Kamara though. just solely based on this offense is not going to be good. I get it. You want to say he's going to get peppered with targets and this and that, but
catch-up mode? You're not interested in garbage time? Or do you see it as more of a B-Law Powell who, despite
no, but I mean, Chicago could easily get into a bunch of games like this year where it's 17-20, 13-17. That's what they're gonna try to do. They're gonna play this grinded out style. Howard's still gonna get his 15 touches a game, and
okay,
I like Cohen. I'm not blowing my load on him.
Well, okay. Well, somebody has blown their load on him.
Sure.
I believe it was a very hot pickup. I don't remember the dollar amounts in each league. But just to remind you, 12 targets he had. The next person after that was Zach Miller with 6. Okay. He had 100% more than the next guy.
All right.
Food for thought. So I have him as a high priority. I have Austin Hooper as a high priority pickup to save the tight end position, which once again looks like a fucking disaster. Mm-hmm. Next game, Baltimore-Cincinnati. Boy, did we get this wrong.
I feel horrible.
Was this one of your?
I was all over Cincinnati.
I mean, who could have called this? The Red Rocket turning the ball over.
Somebody did, but
times.
I mean, the Baltimore defense is legit. We know that for sure now.
Yep.
And the two significant losses on the Cincinnati offensive line, Whitworth and the guard Zeitgeist.
Sure. Okay.
That's had an effect. Because Dalton was under pressure, he didn't look comfortable. They were forced to throw, and he just does not look like a guy that's going to sit in the pocket and make all the throws and carry the team right now. I mean, I've always liked Dalton, but geez, that was bad out of them. And then there's zero clarity really came from the backfield. I think Giovanni Bernard actually led the backfield snaps.
You're right.
Not what you want to see, especially if you're a Mixon owner.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not much to talk about on the Cincinnati side. You gotta be kind of the only guy. Who do you really feel comfortable rolling out next week? AJ Green.
AJ Green. He had
tough to keep starting
74. Yeah, how can you?
Tough
Folks,
to keep starting him.
8 carries for 9 yards with a long of 8.
Yeah.
It means he did nothing on 90% of his carries, and he gets 3 targets for 15 on 3 carries, 3 catches with it. It's ugly. I don't like anyone on this team. Tyler Eifert, I'm scared shitless about now.
Yeah.
He was invisible.
Yeah.
As long as this offense sucks, he's going to suck. Very concerned. Very concerned outside of Eifert. So for me, Joe Mixon instantly drops to the 5th in the big 5 of rookie running backs.
Okay, yeah.
And quite frankly, he might get supplanted by Tariq Cohen.
He might, okay.
Take me to the other side of the ball. Jeremy Maclin stood out with a 2 for 56 and a long touchdown, only 4 targets though, but that was tied for the most. Terrence West hung a 19 for 81 line. Buck Allen was the clock killer and the catch passer. He had 21 carries. Catch passer. Pass catcher.
Okay, yeah. So the significant news here is Woodhead aggravating the hamstring.
6 to 8 weeks.
That's a long time. That's a long time for a 32-year-old running back who's had a history of injuries. So Buck Allen presumably steps up to fill the pass-catching back void because he's got better hands than West.
Yep.
West remains the guy looking at the first and second down carries. Are you excited about Buck Allen?
I'm not excited.
No.
This is a guy.
It's like, what do you get? So if you look at Woodhead's production, how much of Woodhead's production can Buck Allen give you think?
He's not. Because, I don't know, 70%? I mean, Woodhead was killing it. And having a Woodhead game, he 3 for 33. What more can you want?
Yeah.
And then he goes on the card.
Allen's just nowhere near as explosive. West is non-explosive.
But I like that touchdown out of West. I like that line. That's what you ask for.
I mean, that's a Terrence West line,
right? That's what you pay for.
That's what you pay for.
So as long as it's what you ask to pay for, this saves your RB2 position. Whereas some people are fighting with Amir Abdullah and Paul Perkins.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
Yeah.
So, pick up for, I'll say moderate priority. I have him as moderate.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of teams out there still looking for viable running backs right now.
That's right.
And he's going to be on the field getting touches, so there's something to be said.
Touches, goal line, Maybe a couple more catch passes
Catch pass.
because of the lack of it.
Sure.
Moving on. Pittsburgh beats Cleveland in a Cleveland steamer of a game, 21-18. Pittsburgh always struggles against Cleveland, but they pull it out.
Yeah.
Anything out of this one besides, well, a lot out of this one, actually.
My Lev Bell worst game maybe of his career.
Martavis Bryant,
That
2
hurt.
for 14 on 6.
Yeah,
Put the Crowder lineup.
Brown put together a Brown game. But honestly, I thought Cleveland's defense looked pretty good. Again,
Yeah.
this could just be a result of...
Sans Myles Garrett.
Yes, true. And Joe Hayden, who was on the other side of the football.
Yes.
So surprisingly, Cleveland really played well. And if they don't have that punt blocked for the touchdown, Steelers blocked a punt on the first drive of the game and scored a touchdown on it. If that doesn't happen, Cleveland is right in the thick of things. I mean, this is a totally different game.
True.
But on the other side, Cleveland, I think the takeaway is Corey Coleman's the top target there.
I'm not wrong.
I know.
Isn't that sad to see something questionable like that just get settled so decisively?
So quickly, so easily. Kaiser, the rapport with Coleman is just, it's there. It's visible.
And I'm gonna give him like 2 more weeks. I agree with Brad Evans. You need to see 3 wins.
Yeah.
I agree.
They paid him, so we'll see how it
Right,
shakes out.
you
He got
paid him.
called out by Hugh Jackson already,
He
saying
did?
that he might not start week 2.
Really?
Britt, yeah.
Well, he had a horrendous drop. I
A
was
really
watching that
bad
game
drop,
before my
and
eyes.
Hugh
Like,
Jackson
dude, what
is
are you-
not the kind of guy you drop the ball.
So hopefully
around.
it lights a fire
Maybe
under
a
that
little
ass.
fire under the tuchus.
You're benching him next week, though. I can tell you that.
You got to bench him in Baltimore for sure.
If he pops off, don't be upset. Just be
No.
thankful.
Pray he
because you should be borderline dropping him now. Corey Coleman, I screwed that up in all my leagues that I have Kenny Britt. I have a lot of Kenny Britts.
And I feel like I even said in the preseason, like, oh, Kaiser's rapport with
Oh.
Coleman looks good, and I still went Britt in the draft. I'm an
Me
idiot.
too.
I'm an idiot.
Is the other takeaway that Martavis Bryant will be a boomy, busty player?
I
was
think you
just
got to kind of
expecting
ride
that
the
one.
waves with Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger had a decent game, not great, but this offense is going to be good.
Okay, so let's check out the home game next week. My mild to moderate pickup, road dog Jesse James had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
So
got the red zone love.
You know, that's kind of what happens sometimes, especially on those ugly road games.
Yeah.
Moving on, Arizona loses to Detroit, 23-35. Detroit does all their damage in the second half. Arizona defense looked pretty good until the ending. Carson Palmer looked like absolute crap. QBR of 53.2. He throws 3 picks. He got his ass sacked a lot. David Johnson looked horrendous until he got hurt. 11 for 23. Lost a fumble. But he does such David Johnson things with that 6-68 on 9 targets.
Yeah, but I mean,
But now he's dead.
but he's dead.
So, Larry Fitz does his classic 6 for 74 on 13 targets. Love that usage. JJ Nelson, didn't I say something about him? 5 for 43 with a touchdown. Got a little red zone love. That's another touchdown for him at 6 games in a row. Book it. John Brown, ugly line, 4 for 32, but he had 9 targets.
Yeah,
And
healthy
Jerron
target.
Brown, I don't know if Ben was trolling me, Schnook, I'm calling you out, but he said, no, it's going to be Jerron Brown, not Jerron Brown. He got 0 targets, you moron. Other side, I'll let you analyze Arizona for me. Maybe mention the pickups.
It's tough because it's gonna be rough. I'm really like as far as the pickups go, Kerwin Williams,
Ask how.
Andre Ellington, and they
Hey.
just signed Chris Johnson today too.
Oh, and they have like a 4th guy. Like
So it's going to turn into 3 guys getting touches, none of which are very talented, good.
what you wanted.
It's going to be bad.
If
It's
you
gonna
were
be
an
bad.
owner, you wanted like a DeMarco Murray to get hurt just so you knew you could pick up Henry.
Right.
You
And
knew it
there's
was
one
a
guy.
replacement.
There's one guy, yes. This is a
awful.
disaster. I'm not confident spending that much fab on any of
I would
those
say
guys.
if anyone's bid more than $6 for me, let him have it.
Let them have it.
Let him
have it.
enjoy your Kerwin Williams.
Yeah. No.
I'll see you in the playoffs while you're I don't know.
But looking forward,
Ugh, my God.
I think it's going to be an really inconsistent offense.
Has to be. Palmer looks horrible.
Palmer looks bad.
I believe.
And now they're just going to be bearing down on him because that running game is going to be nowhere near where it was. As far as targets go, though, because David Johnson's you're giving up a lot of targets there. Where do they go? I think they spread out. Fitz is going to see a lot of work.
It's Fitz and John Brown.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited now as a John Brown owner, to be honest.
You got to be. I mean, it didn't look bad. 9 targets is a healthy amount.
In a game where David Johnson got 9 targets. I can tell you right now that Andre Ellington is not getting 9 targets.
No.
So, a little more love for your boy Fitz, my boy Brown. Other side of the ball, Matt Stafford. Holy crap. 292, 4 touchdowns against a good defense.
Another fourth quarter winning drive. This guy, that's all he does.
Oh, man.
All he does.
Maybe he deserves. I was ripping on him, but you know what? If that's what he does, pay him.
Yeah, as far as the contract goes, oh yeah. Are you kidding? What he's done in Detroit?
Yeah.
That horrible franchise. What a stabilizing force he has been. I mean, their defense is still terrible. They haven't been able to run the ball since Barry Sanders. I mean,
25 years.
It's been Stafford that has kept them just afloat and viable. Fine. Otherwise, they're in Jets territory.
You're right. Okay.
It's Stafford.
Okay.
It's Stafford.
I appreciate that reminder, bringing me back to reality.
Okay. So on the other side of the ball, what are we looking at?
Abdullah, 15 for 30.
Ugly.
And 4 targets in the pass game for 11 yards. Nice.
Yeah.
Theo Riddick did Theo Riddick things, a.k.a. didn't get any carries, but got 7 targets, 27 yards, and a touchdown.
Good.
Golden Tate, classic line,
Golden
10
Tate.
for 107.
Yeah.
A line which I consistently underappreciate.
Yeah.
Those are lines that are gonna bail you out.
Yeah.
And win you games when your stars like the Martavis and the schlubs are mailing it in.
Yep.
Marvin Jones got a red zone target and a touchdown. Only 2 catches. Was outshadowed by
Kenny G.
Galladay. Holy hell.
He was fantastic, and the hype from the preseason carried over. It was funny because there was a lot of hype, like weeks 1, 2, 3 when he caught the touchdowns.
That's right.
And then there was a little bit of buzz that he was like,
reporting.
He's not going to, the other guy, TJ, whatever, is going to split snaps with him, yada, yada. Not the case. Galladay, they love him in the red zone. He's athletic, he's big, he has hands, he can run around. I mean...
This is where I wish I had watched a little bit of preseason film on him.
Yeah.
You watch a YouTube video, watch 3 minutes, and just look at him.
See the type of guy.
And he was probably someone I'd go,
wow,
okay, that guy's going to be
play.
done.
Now, the real question is this his ceiling? 7, 8 targets? Or can he somehow supplant Marvin Jones as the number 2 in the offense?
I think you absolutely have to think that he has the upside and the ability to supplant Marvin Jones.
Okay, so
why not?
So we're high on Galladay.
Have to
go get him if you can.
Have to be, and I might be a little bit higher on him than Tariq Cohen, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean Detroit throws the ball as much as anybody in the league.
If
they clearly still can't run it. So yeah, go get Galladay.
I don't want to steal Brad Evans' thought, but it was a good one. He says could be the Tyrell Williams of this year. Do you think, which was, as you recall, 70 for like 1,100?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's a little different of a scenario. Tyrell Williams kind of essentially stepped up as the de facto one.
Okay.
Galladay
so what do you think, Eric? Can he get 1,000 yards?
I think he could be Anquan Bolden.
Well, definitely not. But we're looking for upside. I mean, that's Anquan Bolden's floor.
I mean, Bolden was very flex worthy last year.
Right, but he's like a 700-yard guy.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be hard for him to eclipse Jones. I still think they like Jones.
Good. Well, I have some Jones stock, so I appreciate that thought. Therefore, Kerwin, Ellington, Galladay, all pickups out of this game.
Yeah.
Moving on. Oakland, Tennessee. I was a little timid on my Raiders, but they stumbled and bumbled their way to a big away win against the AFC South favorites. Carr looked good. And not like a line that you're like blowing your load over.
No, he had control.
Yes. Control the offense. Marshawn looked good, Eric.
Yeah,
I watched the whole game.
He looked great.
He looked spry. He looked quick. He barreled over Jarrell Casey.
Yeah.
And he was
a couple classic beast mode runs.
If you invested, congratulations. You're getting your money back and then some. Michael Crabtree, 6 for 83 on 7 targets. Struggle with drops, but I gotta say, this kid's unbelievable after the catch. Unreal after the
Very
catch.
strong.
But so strong
Very
between
strong.
the stiff arms, and he still does these little cut juke moves
Yeah.
to create yardage for himself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize his yak was this good.
Mm-hmm.
Loving that. Amari, I think, was the story of the game. Why? 5 for 62, first red zone touchdown.
Which he
13 targets.
He got stood up at the 5-yard line and pushed his way a la Lynch
Unbelievable.
all the way in. Yeah.
Next drive, what do? First down, second down, third down. Cooper. And quite honestly, he kind of screwed it up.
Yeah.
The first one he dropped, went
Yeah.
the slant.
Okay.
The fade, he got muscled out by Adoree Jackson, which was kind of pathetic. The third was
Rookie.
tipped, but he should have caught it.
Yeah.
This game, thank God he did, though, because I beat Pat Meade because of it. I would have lost. However,
Yeah.
what's your takeaway? Do you think he sustains this red zone love?
No, I
they're
love-
clearly
I love-
forcing
I love Cooper.
the issue.
Preseason, I still love him.
I'm so happy.
I mean, Crabtree is great, but there's no doubt that Amari is the better talent.
If he does that again, though, and you go to him once or twice, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
then old Jack Del Rio might sour a little bit. Yeah.
Let's just do it the way we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Only other thing was nice line by Jared Cook, 5 for 56 and 5. Nice little safety blanket. Let's go to Titans. Mariota, kind of a Mariota game when he's
Yeah.
not on the money, which is designed run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
DeMarco, terrible.
It wasn't awful. He didn't get the work that we're accustomed to.
Was
at
it game
DeMarco.
script?
I mean, you watched the whole game.
I
You
kinda
tell
want-
me.
I mean,
Were they behind for the majority here?
it was kind of a back and forth game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Mariota threw it a lot. But you look at the carries distribution was 12, 6 to Henry. So it's not like, oh, that's 50. Well, no, that's 2 to 1.
Yeah, I mean that's about the normal distribution
Okay.
that we saw last year.
So you're not worried brighter days for him?
Yeah.
Okay. Delaney Walker, you like to see that? 9 targets, 7 for 76.
Delaney
Rashard
Walker,
Matthews,
huh?
really pumped about his
Yeah.
usage. 9
Yeah.
targets, he looked good.
Yeah.
But the story of the game, Eric.
I know. Which almost nobody was expecting. Corey Davis
We got this wrong.
comes out.
I'll be the
He's
first
out there
to admit
almost
it.
the whole game.
Whole game,
Um,
most targets,
led the team
10.
in targets. Looks big, athletic, strong. Everything you want out of your top receiver. I mean, I was high on Decker. I was high on Matthews, but now I'm ready to say Davis is going to be the top fantasy receiver.
Do yourself a favor. Go look up highlights of that game. The catch he made on the sideline over Emerson was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Josh, he was fully covered and he just came down with it. We got this wrong.
Yeah.
What are you saying? You're saying top rookie wide receiver?
Top
Or top
rookie wide receiver, or top wide receiver on the Titans as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Totally with you.
Yeah.
Eric Decker, 3 for 8 on 8 targets. What do you make of that? He didn't look good. I'll admit it.
What do I make is
He
that
kinda looked
he's
a-
not in game shape. He's not ready.
No. He
It
looked-
might take him a few weeks to really get in sync with the offense.
I watched the whole game. He looked off.
Yeah.
I'll leave that.
Yeah.
If you're in a kicker league, Giorgio Tavecchio was phenomenal.
A couple 50-yard bombs.
He was great. The lefty.
from our Italian
The
brethren.
Italian lefty. I
Yeah.
love seeing that.
Loved it. Good.
So, yeah, grab a kicker. Jags, Texans. Oh, you're going to love talking about this.
Why am I going to love this one?
Well, we actually don't have any stock in this game, but I think
Don't have anything.
I think the story of this game is it's Leonard Fournette.
is Fournette.
It's
And
Fournette.
yeah, we'll start with Fournette and a true bell cow for the offense.
26,
Ivory chipped in with a
101.
couple carries, maybe, but really
Yeah,
presence was not felt.
Single digits, presence not felt.
Yeldon, I don't even know if he saw the field.
Right.
But a commitment to the run. Allen Robinson goes down for the year, elevating Hearns and Lee to the top spot.
And Blake actually, so I believe the story was Lee Robinson probably only had like a sprained MCL, and then Blake Bortles went over and tapped him on the knee, and then it just fully.
Oh, yes. I heard that. You already gave him a tap, yeah.
So that was classic Blake.
So now, it was a team that already wanted to pass the ball 0 times per game
Right.
might literally pass it 0 times per game if they get away with it. Backed by a tremendous showing from their defense.
Oh my goodness.
Tremendous.
Holy hell. You're buying that, right?
I'm buying it, maybe not 100% because I'll get into how bad Houston's offense looks. But
Jags
defense is here to stay.
Okay.
Calais Campbell, their newest acquisition, their big defensive tackle, and he manhandled anybody they lined up across from him. Also, the left tackle, I think they started some undrafted free agent at left tackle. Houston did, because starter Dwayne Brown is out. That dude was just spinning around all day. They were running right by him. So, high on Fournette. He's locked in as a volume 1, pretty much. I mean, you got to trust him every week. This was supposed to be a tough matchup against the Texans. And 26 carries, 101, even with 3 targets. You might end up taking targets now, too, with Robinson out.
I agree. My adjective?
Go ahead.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Eric?
Yeah.
I watched the clips. You have to watch this guy. I watched every single carry. Whether it's 3-yard carry or the 20-yard carry, a couple of those he had, he was looking for contact. Yeah. He was violent.
From what I saw, he consistently picks up 1, 2, 3 extra yards from the point that he's stopped and engaged and wrapped up by the defense. He not only falls forward, but pushes forward. He's a load to tackle.
There was one hit on Shallow Hal. The guy's name is Hal. Just watch that clip. Crushed him.
Okay. On the other side, real quick, Texans.
What is there to say?
Watson's going to be the starter the rest of the year. Tom Savage I feel bad for the guy because I think he's better than what he showed. But with that kind of pressure, I mean, he was under pressure almost every play.
He was playing with 2 cement blocks on his feet.
Dead. Yeah. So Watson's going to play.
Good call by Bill.
It'll help out probably the whole offense.
Yeah.
Lamar Miller hopefully gets a little more wiggle room. And the offense just looked better. They were moving the ball at least once Watson came in.
Yep.
He throws the touchdown to Hopkins. Hopkins had a ton of targets, 16 targets. It's going to be inefficient, but...
This is a lot of things went pretty close to what we expected now, especially the inefficiency.
What do you got next?
Indianapolis Rams. Oh my God, 46-9. I reversed those scores.
Yeah, you got to run there.
But we get it. Rams blew this team
out.
Were you expecting such a large blowout?
No.
Okay.
I think I might have said I think Rams win by double digits, but not like that.
Not triple digits.
No, that does.
Story of the games, Tolzien was terrible, was very late replaced by Jacoby Brissett, who reportedly may start week 2, which I think could be good. Franklin Gore did Frank Gore things, 10 carries, 42 yards, nothing. Marlon Mack, the rookie. Almost same, 10 for 24 and a touchdown. And he had the first one, which friggin' Chuck Pagano didn't challenge.
Oh, a touchdown?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
it was clearly a touchdown.
But Mack got the goal line.
That is right.
First crack at the goal line. I think that's big.
Hot little pickup. Already rostered him. If I'm in your league, don't bother.
Same amount of touches for Mack, Gore. I mean, from what this game tells me, they're not going to give Gore the 250 carries that he's been getting.
No.
This
is the year we start to see
the shift. But really, without luck.
Oh, I know. We called it. T.Y. Terrible.
Who do you trust here? Nobody.
Jesus.
Nobody, right?
I mean, even Jack, I was excited about for a second. He's got a quick start. 41 yards in the first 2 minutes. And he did crap the whole game.
Hard to get excited about anything. On the other side, Goff, my mind looked great. I mean, Colts D is terrible, but he looked good. Gurley, we're slightly disappointed by with the inefficient running game. At the end of the day, his stat line, his fantasy points is okay. It's not going to kill you. It's good. But really, against the Colts team that looked terrible, the defense was like a sieve. I wanted a 100-yard effort. Really?
At least.
Right?
At least. And really, it should have been like a McCoy 150.
So what are we doing with Gurley? I think he's got to be a hold.
You hold him. You
hold him. Pray.
You're not gonna sell. I don't think you're selling high unless someone bites on the touchdown.
Yeah. No, there's not much to do with
So
Gurley
well said. It's
here.
a hold and pray.
And I'm not going out on a limb to acquire him.
And to
either.
be fair, we're also not writing him off.
No,
I mean, you love
no.
the fact that he
No.
caught 5 balls, so he'll continue to be used.
Yeah.
I saw him on 3rd down. He was there. He was active, but he might just not be a good runner.
You're excited by Cooper Kupp.
Have
We're
to
both excited.
Have to be.
He had a great catch.
Have to be.
He had 4 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown, 6 targets. Watkins,
Yeah.
decent game.
Decent.
But I think
Show some
what
explosiveness.
this overall game showed for me is that the Rams' offense is going to be different from a year ago.
Yes.
The play calling is different. The whole vibe you get is different.
Yep.
Now they just got to get some fans in the stadium
Yes.
because it looked like a high school football game.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Um,
I'm gonna call out super quick some of these experts that said, "Don't go get Cooper Kupp. His quarterback's terrible.
No.
Don't go get Ashton. His quarterback's terrible." God, it was his rookie
Guys,
year. Like, can
yeah.
you just reassess the situation? Use your brain for a second.
I'm with
You're
you.
not the worst quarterback on the planet.
I'm with
You
you.
look like idiots.
I'm with you.
Rams, we're with you. Goff, we're with you. Seattle, Green Bay. Wasn't this projected to be the highest scoring game in the league?
Yeah, it had a super high total.
Okay.
It finished with how many total points? You're the numbers guy.
9 plus 17, carry the 1, 26.
26. Pathetic.
Horrible.
Pathetic.
If we had done any research on Seahawks road games, we would have found out that I don't think they've scored more than, like, I don't know, 20 points or something like that. Like, it's bad.
Really?
Seahawks away is bad.
Okay. All right.
Let's use that for the future.
Now we know. Put it in your back pocket.
Wilson was, every time you looked at a clip of this guy, 4 of the defensive linemen
Are just
were ahead
stays.
of his friggin'
Really?
linemen.
It's unbelievable because you look at a team like the Vikings, who had an awful offensive line last year, right? Seattle terrible offensive line for multiple years running now. How Minnesota can revamp the whole line and look as good as they did on Sunday. Or Monday, excuse me.
Yeah.
But Seattle, year to year, zero improvement.
Oh, and the Giants, by the way. Same thing.
Oh, the Giants too. Yeah, same story. They
What
can't
are
get
you
anything
doing?
going because they
What
have no offensive
are
line. I know.
you doing?
So, are we expecting the same kind of year out of Russell Wilson? Is he going to be limited again by this offensive line that just can't protect
I
him
would
consistently?
like to say when he had those couple of those top 3 finishes that it was the same situation.
Yeah.
We gotta pray though. It was really bad
It's
though.
tough. The backfield.
Really
What do you got on the backfield?
Edward Lacy, 5 carries, 3 yards, and no touchdowns. I just wrote LOL as my notes.
He's done. He's out. He's
Drop him from your teams
leave him on
because
the
I
curb.
think that the Seahawks will drop him from their roster.
Possible.
Rawls was hurt, reportedly coming back next week. Chris Carson, 6 for 39, and a 10-yard catch. There's one clip specifically. I believe it was like his 30-yard run. He gets through the hole. They actually made some separate, but boom! Some quick.
It was
Cut
kind of
back.
an offhand off left. He got a little jammed up, but he completely
He
swung
met
it
the
back the other
linebacker
way.
face
Yeah.
to face. Normal.
Something
guy,
that Eddie Lacy will never be able to do. And I think Lacy could be good on certain teams, but not with Seattle. As a running back on Seattle, I think now the story, you kind of have to just be able to create your own yards.
Completely agree.
And,
But
but I think this is Rawls' backfield once he's
to
back.
lose, but we have to. Well, you don't. I will. I think Rawls is a slow healer, and I think he will get dinged up. When you're dealing with a high ankle sprain, I don't know. I really believe that he's going to.
So what
get
you're
hurt.
saying, get Carson.
You have to get Carson.
Get Carson.
So that's the second guy I had on my roster, which you ripped me on, and now he's on my roster
All right.
for Hank Fraley.
Okay.
And slip that in there. Your boy though.
Can I get a little Paul Richardson love?
Go take it away
Clearly,
Take it
operating
away.
as the number 2 receiver.
easily.
7 targets, more than Doug Baldwin's 4.
Yep.
Caught 5 for 59.
Contested catches too.
He
Go watch the
good.
tape on him. Looked really good. Looked
I mean,
really
he's
good.
athletic. He's long,
Long.
too. You know, he's
Yep.
long. He might not be 6'3", 6'4", And he's only like 6'4".
It just feels
but
like his arms are 6
wingspan
foot.
is like, he looks like a demon out there
Yeah.
catching the ball.
Very exciting.
So I'm excited. I like him. I like him. I
Absolutely.
think he's a very viable flex
For
right
sure.
now.
For sure.
I'm cool with him.
For sure.
Packers side of the ball, Ty Montgomery, man. I mean, if you're an owner, that's exactly what you were looking for. Workhorse.
I don't think I was anti-Montgomery. I just never found the situation where it was for me, and I think it's because by then I'd already committed to running backs for the first 2 picks, but I'm a little upset.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
missed the boat.
you're getting what is figuring out to be a 20-touch guy on maybe the best offense in the league.
You got to be excited.
So you're excited.
Got that touchdown right off the
19
bat.
for 54. He gets the touchdown.
Yeah.
4 for 39 on 4 targets. He's going to be very involved. He's great.
That's what's great about Aaron Rodgers. Your 4 catches with Aaron Rodgers go for like 40 yards.
Right.
4 catches
Whereas
with
if you're on the Jets, your 4 catches might go for 15.
17.
Yeah.
So, love that. And boy, did we call the heck out of this.
Randall Cobb.
Is
he back?
Packers.
Cobb is back.
Has to be. But it's just so funny. Nelson, we were here. The yardage was kind of pretty good still. But the touchdowns
are going to be there.
And then you're Cobby.
Cobb.
Look at this line. 9 for 85
and again,
on 13 targets.
And again,
folks.
he looked spry.
Yes.
Quick.
Healthy.
Strong. Yeah. Look good. We're up on Cobb. Nelson goes 7 for 79 and the touchdown on 8 targets. Very efficient. Had the beautiful, it was like a 30-yard touchdown right over the top.
Slick.
It was great. It was a classic Aaron Rodgers touchdown.
Such an Aaron Rodgers.
Because he gets the defense to jump off sides or some penalty, 12 men on the field, and he's going deep every time in that scenario, and he's hitting them.
In stride,
beautiful.
perfect zip.
Devontae disappointed, going only 3 for 47 on 7 targets. Martellus Bennett, 3 for 43 on 6 targets, which isn't awful in the tight end world we live in today.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But yeah.
So that's that game for us.
That's that game. I'm putting Carson and Paul Richardson both as moderate priorities.
Okay.
Because that.
Yeah.
Carolina, San Francisco, boy. Niners got work though, right? I was hopeful. I thought
you're hopeful. I told you Carolina is going to be hot.
You did.
But really, did you see any of this game?
I did. What I saw on the offensive side of the Niners ball was...
Tell me about the Niners, yeah.
Hoyer at first was willing to throw deep.
Uh-huh.
He hit Goodwin in stride, 40-yard bomb, and the guy kind of contested, but he dropped it.
Right.
He should have caught it.
He does. Marquise Goodwin
does his thing.
And drops.
So the play was there, but after that, honestly, the Panthers defense just took over. They were all over him. They were rushing him or sacking him. That was really disappointing. Carlos Hyde, though, I think he finished the first half with 8 for 40. Looked really good. Ripped off a couple long runs. Look at these targets. 6 catches for 32 on 6 targets. I love that. Was tackled twice at the 1-yard line, so he's close to scoring. Garcon, such a Garconian line. 6 for 81 on 10 targets. Goodwin.
That might be his floor this year.
Absolutely.
6 for 80, 10 targets.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Juszczyk mildly involved. Had a big play. Other than that, not as much usage as I thought. I think that can develop. Flip the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
Skill players are Newton, McCaffrey, Jonathan Stewart, and Kelvin Benjamin, and Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
Cameron Newton, I don't want to tell you, but he did not run the ball.
I get, yeah. Did he have to in this game, though? Was he under duress from that fearsome 49er pass rush?
Yes.
I don't know.
So you're still buying the Russian coming back?
I mean, it's obviously not a great start, but I can't back off of week 1. I'd look pretty soft if I did that at this point.
Okay. Fine. You stick with that, but this is what happens if he doesn't run the ball. This is the type of line you get, which I didn't write it down, but it was...
It's going to be a run-centric team this year. Jay Stu got his in this game. McCaffrey got a lot of touches in this game. There wasn't a lot left over for the receivers, Olsen included, who only got 4 looks. He went 2 for 18.
That was rough.
But, I mean, this is obviously product of game script too. They're not going to be playing San Fran every week. They have games against New Orleans. They have games against Tampa.
Atlanta.
They have games against Atlanta.
Yes.
They're 3 divisional guys.
Fine.
All those offenses can score. Carolina's going to have to air it out more.
Nicely said. I agree with you. One clip out of this game, I definitely go back and watch on the tube of you.
Yeah.
Tart with a one-handed Odell Beckham-like interception over Benjamin, jumps over his safety and Benjamin, or the corner, something like that.
Yeah.
Ropes it in. Really phenomenal play. It's just good football. Russell Shepard caught a touchdown in this game. Not a pickup for me.
No.
Especially because it was on a missed tackle at the 10 where he then jogged it in. That was the game. We didn't talk about Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Stewart, who are really the important players on this offense.
Sure.
Jonathan Stewart, exactly what we said, I'm pretty sure, 18 for 65 with a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
The touchdown was beautiful. He did a
We
somersault.
had 2 goal line carries in this game.
Over,
He's clearly
yes.
the goal line guy.
Definitely the goal line guy. The touchdown was beautiful. Still has some spine in his legs. Christian McCaffrey, to me, the most McCaffreyan line you could see,
Okay.
which is the James White line. 13 rushes, 47 yards, no touchdowns,
Yeah.
no red zone usage, and then 5 catches for 38 yards on 7 targets.
Yeah. I mean,
Is this his floor?
if that's his floor, that's a pretty good floor because I think more often than not he's going to pop 1 or 2 explosive plays.
Can't we safely say, though, Eric, that this is not literally his floor, this is his average floor, but he'll have games worse than this?
I think he'll have a few games worse than this, but I think he's going to have
Pop off.
multiple games where he's going to score 1 or 2 touchdowns
Fine.
and go for over 100 yards from scrimmage for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm still ranking him as my number 4
Okay.
in the Big Four.
That's fine.
He was not taken as number 4 in the Big Four. He was taken more like number 2.
Yeah.
So if you took him in the second round, you're an idiot, and this is why. Dallas.
Good strategy. Call
Dal-
all our viewers idiots.
So, sorry to those 1 in 12 or 1 in 14. Dallas, New York. This was just ugly.
I just had to shut it off.
It was
it was just boring to watch.
So
the game.
boring.
Jeez, the Giants. It's sad how much they depend on Odell Beckham to just move their offense. They look totally incompetent without him.
Incompetent.
No playmakers.
Frank Fleming.
The the backfield is sad. Sad. Perkins. Oh my God, man! Like the guy. I'm watching him because I have him, and you know what? I did it to myself again because I had him last year too, and I get tempted by this. Oh, he's gonna get
the
12,
carries.
15,
Yeah.
18 carries. This Giants offense is supposed to be good. They can move the ball. They can score. So naturally, you want the lead running back in the 8th round or whatever I got him in.
Sure.
No, I don't.
No.
No, I do not want him anymore. I want no part of him. I want no... Just awful. Him, I mean, I'd rather have Vereen, I think, at this point. At least he's got some shake. He can catch the ball.
Little bit of bake.
Jeez.
Lines on those. Paul Perkins, 7 for 16 with a long carry of 3 yards.
Long carry.
Of 3 yards.
Yeah.
Has no power, has no elusiveness, has no vision.
And
just
the offensive
a guy.
line isn't going to give him
It's
anything
terrible.
because it's bad.
So
The
unless
offensive line is bad.
Moses comes through and clears out the linebackers and the linemen, he's not doing anything. You can expect more long carries of 3. Roger Lewis led this team in yardage with 54. Shepard led this team in second on team to targets to Vereen. He had 8 though. Shane Vereen, 9 for 51. I don't write down his carries. Maybe I wanted to.
Yeah.
But he had 9 catches for 51 yards on 10 targets. Until Odell Beckham comes back, it could be a lot more of that.
That's a nice PPR line for sure.
The other story in this game, Evan Ingram mildly involved, 4 for 44 and 5 targets. That's good to see. He looks good. I would say he looks good.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah. You gotta worry about hello. Send down an APB. Where was he? 1 catch, 10 yards, 4 targets. I worry that he's just not completely healthy from the minor injuries he picked up in the preseason.
Did you just notice his face though? Like when they would do zoom ups on him, he just looked like he just wasn't there. Didn't care.
I mean,
no fire.
He's
no
been
passion.
known to get a little diva-ish in the past.
What are you
frustrated
doing?
with his usage?
Your teammates out. Your team. You're now the de
Yeah, he's
facto
supposed to
number
be the
one.
guy.
What are you doing?
I don't know, but can't be too high on him right now.
How far down does he drop? Does he? In other words, do I start him next week, or is he like Kenny Britt?
Who are they playing next week? Do you have their matchup
God.
up? I have it right here.
I guess I could pull it up.
They are home against Detroit. So, could see a lot of Darius Slay, especially if Odell misses again. My guess is he won't, though.
My guess is he will not. I agree.
But I mean, I'm definitely sour on him. Maybe a back end flex if there's not much.
So I'll ask you this: do I sit Brandon Marshall in favor of either Mac, Carson, or Charles Clay?
Clay, I wouldn't mind because he was heavily involved as a receiver. Carson, I would say depends on the health of Rawls, what kind of hints you can get at Pete Carroll towards the split in the backfield, but he's intriguing against San Fran.
Mac, you gotta hope and pray.
Mac is kind of
the fact that I'm even asking you this is concerning.
Bad. Yeah, it's bad.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Dallas side of the ball, some interesting things. Dak just, again, looks very polished and very mature.
What was he, 24 for 39? That's a lot.
That was a lot
of
attempts. Yes, it was. It's a game against the Giants. Remember, this is the team that covered the hell out of Dez Bryant.
And
I'll go right to his line. Same thing. 2 catches, 43 yards, 9 targets.
9 targets.
Admittedly took a lot of inefficient, very long throws to him that none of them worked out. The Jackrabbit, Janoris Jenkins, completely shut this kid down.
I mean, but this is a story because he's going to be facing these caliber of corners for the first 9 weeks of the season.
To be fair, though, this game would have been completely different if literally, like we said, okay, he does this, but he still catches a touchdown. He should have caught a touchdown. You saw that throw. I saw the throw. He was wide.
Dak missed him.
He just, beat him. You got to hit him with a touchdown.
He missed him. Yes.
So, but literally couldn't have played out any more how we expected it. Zeke does Zeke things. 24, 104, and then the catches too.
5 catches.
5 catches on 5 targets, 36 yards. I love that. My favorite part about this player is there's just so many runs that you got to really watch to really notice it. But he just bops here. There's a stack of people in, and boom!
Yeah,
and creates 5 yards when every other running back would have 0.
Laterally and then explode forward is fantastic.
That's why you love this sport. Yeah. It just makes you appreciate it. Beasley, but he had the catch of the year behind his back. Go see it if you haven't. Fucking Jason Witten, pardon my French. Classic Ronnie Pick does the classic Ronnie things, which is catch touchdowns. And then Terrence Williams, I guess, nice little game.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I'm sick of this game. Giants are in trouble, though.
We did this one.
The only ones that we missed are the Jets.
We missed the Jets.
And the Broncos.
Okay.
Quickly go through those. The Jets are yours. I won't say a word.
It honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Not.
It really wasn't. McCown, he completed a lot of passes. Nothing really downfield.
Like a 4.2 YPA, though.
Yeah, nothing downfield.
Yes.
The running game was not impressive.
No. Why are they playing Matt Forte
neither
so
Powell
much?
or Forte. Interesting with Forte, I play a little GM with Cagnon. I put myself in his shoes in his chair. If I'm Cagnon, I'm shopping Forte.
Bump up that
Arizona.
I know.
I'm shopping him to the Giants. All you gotta do is move across the town, whatever. I'm shopping his ass to everybody who doesn't have a decent running back. I'm like, I don't see his role. I don't see his purpose.
Your Arizona prediction or thought is brilliant, and that's what they should have done. But they just signed Chris Johnson.
Sad that
they just stupid.
I mean, I think Forte would easily go in there and be the best running back.
For
out of
sure.
the bunch.
That guy, you could go and bell cow him until his legs fall off, and then go to someone else.
All right. So, but other takeaways from the Jets game.
Was Bilal, that's it.
Powell, you got to keep riding because, especially next week in Oakland, they're gonna.
Yeah.
The problem here with Powell in this game and the Jets pass catchers in general is that they stayed competitive somehow, despite not really moving the ball much on offense.
Right.
The defense played okay. Not really that impressive.
They let up 150 yards to McCoy.
McCoy dominated, but Taylor really didn't do much through the air. But really, I think both teams didn't play so hot, so you ended up with this like ugly 21-12 game. But moving forward, I think the Jets are going to find themselves in more severely negative game scripts.
Okay.
So Powell will be out there more, hopefully catching more balls. You hope for some more deep shots to Robbie Anderson, but Curse really kind of emerged as the number one in the game.
Yep, he's definitely the guy. He's the guy.
He might have a better connection with McCown. More veteran. Curse is probably a little more savvy.
Yeah.
Whereas once we see Petty step in, you know what Petty does. He just hucks it downfield to Robbie Anderson all day.
That's good to know. I didn't know that.
I mean, it's at this point, it's silly to speculate on that stuff. But
right.
I think there's more positive stuff coming for Powell.
I think Powell, I would always envision it, is his second half is going to be better than his first half. Just ride the first half.
Because the first half is going to be like...
splitting like 50-50.
Yeah. But Forte, you got to hope gets dinged up a little bit.
I think it'll come in his favor.
Bills, otherwise, Clay I really liked.
Like Clay.
Sorry, Zay Jones only had one catch, I think. Jordan Matthews only had two catches. He had a longer one, but really nothing much out of the Buffalo pass catchers.
Yeah.
They didn't really need to throw the ball either.
This is true. This was about McCoy, and this is about how McCoy finds all the ways to basically find ways to not score.
Yeah.
He was like, he got vultured like 7 times. And some of it was
Tolbert.
because he literally got hurt.
Tolbert.
Yeah.
12. I think he was 12 for 40 something in the touchdown.
The metaphorical Mike Tolbert of his life actually emerges in Buffalo to Mike Tolbert.
There's a special year in fantasy when Tolbert was
on the Chargers,
and he just had like 2 touchdowns
every
game. He was my favorite player.
I remember.
He was a great player.
Same body hasn't changed.
No, it has not changed at all.
Still looks good.
Still looks good out there. So what's the last game we got?
Last game, Denver and the Chargers.
Chargers looked bad for a while.
Bad, bro.
Really
picked this team to
really
win the damn
Phil
division.
Rivers looked poor.
Yeah.
Gordon looked spry, powerful. I know he got bottled up a little bit, and the yards weren't there at the end, but I watched most of the game, and I thought he looked good. Nice burst, and the play he made on the touchdown, kind of stuttering and somersaulting over that defender. That was beautiful.
That was hot.
Beautiful. Involved in the passing game. I think he caught his five targets or whatever it was.
Feels so good to be validated with this pick. We were all getting ripped on.
No, I think he's
Screw you. Love him over Devontae. Love him over McCoy still. McCoy almost got hurt again this game. He came out of that game to get vultured. I agree. And Anthony Lynn, to your point, he's going to run the ball on first and second down. This is what he's going to do.
They're going to run.
And they committed to it.
He's not playing